Hey, hello everybody. Welcome to 50/50 Booking. It is April the 16th, 2023. So nearly into the fifth month of the year, so we're not too far away, are we? So
Nope.
we got some stuff coming up, and we will discuss some of that. But for the most part, we are going to first go about the WWE for the past week. And over to this side, right over here, for those of you who have not seen the show before, this is Aaron. And Aaron, for the most part, usually found on Twitch, for those of you not watching this Twitch stream right now, and does charity streams and gaming streams and other such fun. So essentially, if you can think of an idea, there's a good chance you'll at least consider it. Within reason, don't be rude. Yeah. That right?
Yeah. I mean, I got called an alcoholic this morning, so what's the worst that could happen?
Please, I've met alcoholics. You're not even close.
I got told I look like one because of my hair, so I think I may need a haircut.
Oh no, they probably just think because it's like big and a lot, and not really. It's more a case of people just, if it's not something people like the look of, you look more like Hook right now, actually. But
I mean, I take that.
yeah, I wouldn't have a problem with that if I was you. So, but people always find it weird if you don't fit into their conformity stereotypes, what people should be. They were like, "Oh, it's not right. I don't like it." Yeah, shut the mother tucker up. You know.
I'm not used to cutting my hair or having it styled anyway, as you know, because I usually grow my hair for charity and
Diet and
cut it
various other
all off
things.
at
Yeah.
the end of the year. Obviously, with the wedding and everything, I can't do that this year. So
Well, you could, but
yeah, it's just wedding photos. I want my hair to look presentable for wedding pictures,
oh, you
or I
don't
might
think I'm
just
going to?
shave it all off,
Oh, you don't
depending
think
on.
I? Oh, you don't think I'm going to change the color? Okay.
Please do.
I picked out a nice pink puce color for your hair, by the way, for your photos.
Magenta.
Oh, you want
Magenta
magenta?
with the
Okay.
suit.
That could be interesting. But for those of you unaware who that disembodied voice was, that is Kaylee. Kaylee eventually periodically will voice her opinions and say stuff, and then she'll also appear on camera as well. Most
Do
often
all
at
the
the end of the
colours.
show. Yeah.
I've had rainbow. I've had rainbow in my hair before Skyfall. Thanks for coming in.
There's pictures.
There is lots of pictures. And there's a picture of me with a rainbow scalp afterwards because I had it all cut off the day after it was dyed.
Do you know, for some reason, I just want to hum this tune to Rainbow, you know, the TV show right now. You said that.
Yeah. I always think you'd be one of the people with a tattoo of Zippy somewhere inappropriate.
To be honest, if I was a tattoo person, it probably would be a thing, but I don't do tattoos. So, but yeah, I can understand your viewpoint there, because I would be the kind of person who has the inappropriate tattoos if I had them. Yeah, I don't. That's not. Yeah, you're exactly right. So, yeah, I'm not a tattoo person, so I don't have any. But as Aaron well knows, if ever people want them, I can't got an issue with it. Do what you like. It's your bodies. Because, you know, Aaron has that tattoo that explains to Kaylee how to give good technique.
I don't need technique. I've got it really well.
I say for Kaylee, the instructions there for anyone who's down there, but as they're going to get married, it's Kaylee's now.
Nah, I don't need that. I've got good technique, mate.
I don't have any rude tattoos. Closest thing I have is the anchor for my dad.
It's in Braille. So she has to feel her way around to read it.
I mean, the closest
I don't need to feel I've got it memorized.
tattoo I have that's kind of rude is the wonky anchor on my arm, and I say that's for my dad because he's a wanker.
It's on the wrong arm. It needs to be on this one. The right one.
I didn't have space.
Yeah, but you know what you could have called if it's on the right one.
A hand job.
It's a right wanker.
A right wanker.
Thank you.
See, I get it.
I'm always left behind, so.
Yeah, you're one of those weirdos, aren't you? Left-handed jobs.
Oh no, I'm right-handed, but I'm ambidextrous in certain areas.
Yeah, you are.
Some of us need to be ambidextrous in certain areas because one hand is not enough. Can you explain him why one hand is not enough?
I'm gonna go get showered, then I'm gonna join in on your.
You know, that is very considerate of you, Kelly, to go and wash yourself before you engage in the threesome.
Exactly. I've got to make sure I'm clean.
Yeah, I appreciate that. Thank you for making the effort.
Why the hell did I just feel like she consented to a threesome with us?
I'm down.
Wait, what?
Because she did.
Sharing's caring, but.
Okay, well, I'll bring the colour if you bring the caring.
Yeah,
So,
I
went with a rainbow beard by the end of it.
there's somebody who I can think of who'd actually potentially kill all of us if we did that. So that's not.
Laugh my ass off about that though. Oh, not today, exactly. That was well timed.
Oh yeah, but the fun part's going to be when they do that and then do the hen party because if it goes to plan, I'm there to take photos, so that should be interesting.
I've just realised Kaylee's left her headphones connected to her phone, so she's playing audio messages on her Snapchat, and I can hear who's talking in her headset that's on the bed. I just heard whispering, and I was like, "Wait, what the fuck? Where's that coming from?" Thought Kaylee taking up ventriloquism for a second, then just throwing her voice in the other room.
I was gonna say, don't ask.
No.
Just go, and walk away.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of like Stephanie McMahon. Just walk
Smiling away, boys, smiling away.
Yeah. Oh dear, but obviously we are here to talk about WWE wrestling for the past week. Obviously, as we will point out, this ain't going to be a lot about this stuff because really a lot didn't happen this week, but we will cover it. But what we will say to obviously anyone who's watching, if you have any questions for anyone, whether Aaron, me, or even Kaylee, so we'll throw Kaylee into this as well, feel free to throw it into either the YouTube chat or to Aaron's Twitch stream.
Also, Skyfall, if you're still here, check out my Instagram. There's plenty of pictures of the various hair colours that I've been over the 3 years that I've been doing this.
What is your Instagram?
Caring with colours, same as Twitch.
There you go. So, oh, always a good thing. I would point out, I don't know if your Instagram is there, but a lot of Aaron's Caring Colour stuff is in the description on the YouTube channel for those of you on YouTube. So that's always a good thing to mention, I think.
Mm-hmm.
So we should probably start some of this now, so that way we might be done by the time Kaylee comes back, depending how long she is.
Depends whether or not she's having a wash or a proper shower. So if it's a proper shower, then maybe we'll have half an hour. But
well, if you can hear one of the bridesmaids on the phone with her, then you know for a fact it's a full-on shower.
Well, I mean, they was on FaceTime to each other earlier, and like I gave Kaylee a hug, and I saw out the corner of my eye that she was on the FaceTime with Kira, and then she said, "Oh, I wouldn't look at the phone if I were you," and I was like, "Why?" And she's like, "She's in the bath," and I was like, Oh, okay. No, never mind. I go back to what I was doing.
Yeah, women do that stuff. It's normal.
Yeah.
It's weird if guys do that on the phone, but if it's girls, no, nobody really cares.
No, not really. No.
So honestly, I just think it's funny from what you just told me. I don't think anything more of it than that.
No, I feel like girls are more comfortable in their sexuality than guys are. So like, it's like not a thing that guys do because of that reason.
I think in general, yeah. So, but speaking for myself though, if I'm in a bath or having a shower, I'm literally just getting washed and getting out of it. I don't just dwelling there like generally girls do, because the girls don't just wash; they're normally staying there a while.
I mean, personally, I can lay in a bath for like ages. I I just like water, so but it's the same when I go swimming. If I'm not swimming, I'll just sit underwater on the bottom of the pool.
Now, the swimming pool or the ocean, yeah, I'm with you. I like that, but in a bath or a shower, I don't get the same appeal. I'm literally just there to clean and get out.
Mhm.
So, and no, I'm not putting that on a stream. Anyone, you dirty people, you.
No.
Aaron might if you.
I couldn't
Yeah.
fit a hot tub in here. I'm pretty sure the floor would go with the weight of a hot tub in here.
Shower, dude. Shower.
Oh, right. Sorry, hot tub just seems to be the rage on most streaming platforms these days.
They are, particularly on Twitch. There's a lot of Twitch streamers that use them, and I just take one look at that and just go,
Why?
yeah. I know I get why, but
It's worse on Kick. If you've heard of Kick, yeah.
I have, but I don't use it. I have heard of the platform, but never been on it. So
Yeah, it's an unadulterated version of Twitch.
see, I know a lot of streaming platforms because you mentioned Kick. You've got Odyssey. There's Rumble. There's a Mudshoot. There's a couple. There's about 5 or 6 or 7 of them out there.
StreamYard.
Yeah, which is for those who want obviously know, this is how I pump this out onto YouTube. Like you stream how to do it, and I just add the link, and let's just connect it to the YouTube channel, and Aaron obviously then relinks it through his Twitch. That's how the show works.
Yeah, I personally stream it through YouTube, so there's a time delay between this stream and the live stream. So if anything happens, I can hit a button and it give about 10 seconds to blank out whatever's said or done. It's kind of a safety loop for me.
Yeah, well, here's the thing, because the reason that Aaron takes that precaution is because Twitch are much more weird about certain things than YouTube is.
Mm-hmm.
Which is why YouTube has its issues, but Twitch is weirder about them.
I mean, I'm not up to date with all the terms and conditions. Like most places, they're always changing, but I know the bare minimum that a streamer needs to know.
Yeah. The most common one is usually just don't show your bits.
Yeah. Even though saying that, they are being a little bit more lenient with certain elements of that as of late. I mean, there's
women.
Well, it's not only the female side of things, because yeah, there's hot tub streams in bikinis and stuff like that, but there's also male streamers out there streaming shirtless as well.
No, I mean, I know Twitch generally used to have a big thing about that. I personally don't have a problem with that.
No, I mean, if it's all good for women to wear bikinis, then it should be fine for them to be shirtless. Because I mean, we don't have the extra.
Well, we have them, but they're not developed into the same.
There's no sexual.
There's no overly verted sexual connotation to the male.
Yeah, or whatever, I guess.
We do not have advanced areolae.
Yeah, what he said.
The nipples, dude. It's the technical name for them.
I mean, that's not me being sexist. Like, I totally get how like some people view that and everything, but like,
If you look at the general rules of society, men can walk around shirtless and women can't. That's the easiest way to look at it.
yeah, and I know that there's like people out there that are like, oh, you can't say that because like just because it's a generalization, women should be able to do it topless as much as men can, and it's just like it is what it is.
Honestly, I don't. Ultimately, if you're going to have equality, then you want to do that. I have no issue with that. But understand, you are going to get a load of men who are just going to be watching you masturbating. Because that's just what's going to happen.
Yeah.
So if they're prepared to deal with that, then that's fine. But I would say, ultimately, yeah, if you give somebody the choice, I think that's fine. But they have to always bear in mind the consequences of a choice like that. Is the more sexual you are, the more of a certain type of audience you're going to attract. And do you want that audience?
No.
So that's just always something I think people should bear in mind. In your case, particularly because as a charity streamer.
Indeed.
Yeah, so. But fortunately, you don't have enhanced areolae, so you don't have that particular issue. So.
Yeah.
Which does put the question out, and I'm sure your Twitch will be very curious about this. Are you going to stream shirtless then?
No. I don't have the body confidence for that. Like,
come on out, Twitch people, give him confidence.
Surprisingly enough, when it comes to stuff like that, I don't exactly exude confidence. Like, it's never something I've really had, and I mean, I'm not like I'm not huge or anything. It's just, I think it's where I'm like autistic and my anxiety. I just never felt comfortable like going to the beach with friends and just, unbuttoning it all, taking it off and going in the sea.
The reason I mention this is obviously for the benefit of you, because obviously I know why you don't, because you've told me so. But I figured, because as soon as we brought up the subject and they're talking about people doing that, I think we should clarify why you don't.
Yeah.
Because I think that makes it easy for people rather than them going, well, why don't you do it? Well, now you know why.
Yeah. I mean, I have to have a certain amount of trust to like talk to people in general. So to take my clothes off, it's like a whole different level. And the last person I did that in front of, who I thought I had that level of confidence, took one look at me and laughed. And I was like, okay. And I just put my shirt back on.
You do know Kaylee shouldn't have done that. You do know Kaylee
It
shouldn't have done that. I kind of figured it wasn't. I'm just having a bit of fun there, but yeah, it's something people should always be aware when it comes to anything like that. Whenever it involves disrobing of any kind, you are trusting that other person to not judge you, but just to be happy they trust you to see it.
Yeah.
Or to experience whatever's going to happen. Whether it's just I just want to see you look like, or anything more intimate or more physical. It's still a matter of trust. And if somebody really betrays that trust, or they poke fun and do it in the wrong way, it's going to make somebody think, oh, I'm not going to do this again, because you've made that person think it's me.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I'd be interested to know what your Twitch guys listening think about that, because obviously they're all on Twitch, so they're probably used to seeing these kind of streamers, and whether it's a case of they should, whether they want to encourage you or not, or whether they sympathise.
Yeah.
It's just a thought.
Thank you for the follow on Instagram, Skyfort. I appreciate that.
Skyfault.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Interesting.
As in Fortnite, but Skyfall.
Yeah. I see. Okay, interesting. So, but yeah, always a good thank you for anyone who does use social media follows, because that's always a good thing.
I'll drop you a follow back after the stream's over. It's just I'm doing it
Yeah.
on my phone at the minute, so
Yeah, I was
Okay.
about to explain that. Aaron uses his phone for the camera here, so he can't actually use the phone right now because it's glitchy doing the streams.
oh, it's more Smite. Oh, okay, that makes sense.
What's that?
Their name wasn't meant to be like Fortnite. It was meant to be like Smite, but
Oh,
I'm guessing
right. Okay.
Smite was already taken.
Yeah, certain names are probably just going to be easily. They'll go quickly and they'll be taken up. So okay, that makes sense. I get that.
Yeah, I mean, with the whole Kick streaming platform, I went over to Kick. I've touched on this on my live streams, but I downloaded the app to see what it was all about. Found out a load of stuff about it, and I wasn't interested in going over, so I won't be going over to that platform anytime soon. But I went over there purely to save my name, so that way somebody can't pick up Caring with Colors.
And that's the reason to do that. Absolutely. No matter what streaming platform it is claim the name you use for streaming, because you don't want somebody else using it.
Yeah.
So, I would be curious to know what you found on Kick that dissuaded you from using it.
It's like what it's who it's run by,
Okay.
who it's endorsed by, and a few other things that I've heard and seen for myself as well.
Okay. No,
Some
I'm not
things
gonna.
that I can't really talk about on Twitch.
I won't ask you for details. I can kind of work that out from the way you were saying it. It's stuff you can't actually talk about. You gave a general enough idea, so I'm guessing anyone who knows, and then everyone else is gonna have to go and find out.
I mean, I can talk to you about it after the show if you like.
Yeah, I'm just curious more than anything, because it's always good to look at certain platforms, but you also have to be careful depending on what you're doing as to who. You may have to be a bit more careful as to what platforms you're on and make sure they're run by people who aren't going to be an issue for what you're trying to do.
I mean, I know that the general consensus for the streamers that went from Twitch to Kick was more money, because it's a 9-10 split there, like 90-10 split there, whereas it's a minimum 30, maximum 55% split on Twitch.
Which is more like what YouTube says, yeah.
Yeah. So like, and that's with ads. So like, the general consensus of the people that went from Twitch to Kick was, oh, the money's better, I'm gonna go over there. But then people also realized there's less rules, there's less monitoring, there's less boundaries. But
Now,
like, that's not technically a good thing.
It depends on the content you're making, that one, because with some content you need that kind of a platform to be able to do it, because some of the other platforms are much too restrictive to talk about certain things. I'm not talking about anything weird, but certain discussions are not, you can't do them on certain platforms.
Yeah, but the stuff that's on there, the stuff that's on that platform is racism, nudity, like, not just like.
Okay, dude, I have no problem with nudity. Okay, to be clear, nudity is not a bad thing.
No, I don't have a problem with nudity.
However, it depends on the context.
Pornographic nudity.
Yeah, as in it being consensual. You know what I mean?
Yeah, stuff that wasn't like that.
yeah, consensual for that sort of stuff, then I've got no issue with it because then it's your choice.
And like the biggest thing for me was gambling promoting. It's just
Yes.
that's a
Okay.
big
Yeah,
no for me.
that's fair enough. That one I definitely understand because I know
And
you have a feeling.
one of the endorsers and the funders for this streaming platform is a gambling website.
Gotcha. Okay, that makes
So
sense. Yeah,
it's a no from me.
I think that's fair enough. You know, it's that I can. There's legitimately 2 or 3 reasons you're just given there, but I'd understand why you wouldn't use the platform. So,
I
and
mean,
one of
if
them,
anybody wants to go over, if anybody wants to do that, then I don't hold anything against you. It's just I won't be going over there to watch and support. I'll be sticking on Twitch.
I think that's probably the best way to do with these sort of things. I think there should be options out there for everyone,
The
but
thing is, where it's
understand what you're getting into.
yeah, the thing is as well, being as it's still in the beta like kind of phase. It's got an app, but the app doesn't work on some phones because it doesn't work on mine. So I have to log in through like email on internet and stuff. And because of
That
that,
sounds. I was saying that sounds more like an alpha than a beta.
yeah. But because of that, every time somebody that I've followed goes live, I get an email instead of a notification through on my phone. So my email box has got like 50 notifications from the fucking site because I've followed somebody because they've gone over there and they're like, oh, could you sign into your account real quick and just drop me a follow so I can get to affiliate? And I'm just like, yeah, it's fine. I'll help you, but just don't expect me to watch because I'm not gonna go on that app and I'm not gonna go over to the app because I'm not going over there.
You've kind of described what happens when some people have affairs, right? You can do it, but I'm not going to watch.
Yeah, basically.
Oh, dear. But yeah, that does sound like it's got some way to go to sort stuff out. So for sure.
Mhm.
But
From what I've heard, though, they're updating terms of use and everything on the daily. So I mean, it's
well,
bad from what I've heard, but it's
what I was going to
it'll
say
improve.
with a lot of streaming platforms, all of them start off like the Wild West, and then they just usually work out the problems as they go along because you can't institute a complete lockdown of everything to start with because you will lose a lot of people who would otherwise flourish, who aren't necessarily doing anything bad. It's just your particular lockdown will lock them out.
I mean, the thing is, like,
I don't mean yours, I mean a general one, to be clear.
they've come up with this platform. They've got a great idea. They've challenged Twitch for the first time in a long time. Twitch has a competition. This
Which
should
it
open
needs.
the owners of Twitch's eyes,
Amazon.
and they think, oh, they're giving them 90/10. Maybe we should increase the money a little bit to get our partnered streamers to stay. Because the general population of Twitch, the partnered streamers, they've got communities that have got thousands of people that are streamers too. And they're all saying, oh, look, the owner of our Discord server is going to Kick. He's a smart guy. He's thought about this. Let's go over there too. So they're losing thousands of streamers to
Yeah. And this is where Kaylee announces to us that she's starting a Kick channel, right?
Kill my legs. Last move.
nice.
And you can get a better look on Kaylee's Kick channel. Anyway. Aaron looks worried because
I'm just really questioning whether or not that's I
have shorts on, people.
I know you. I know you did, so I wasn't bothered. But
Shorts. They're shorts.
To be honest, Katie, I don't care if you don't. It's more of YouTube and Twitch might, but I don't. Aaron might.
It did not look like it from the front.
It didn't look like it from front. No, I'll give you that.
So when you
Yeah.
when you walked in, I kind of had a heart attack.
Yeah, no, they're still good. They definitely
Well.
see their short now.
Well, it's like I was saying, Aaron. She's preparing for her Kick channel launch, so she's trying on some stuff. You do notice how she's not denying this, by the way, so you may want to be quite concerned.
That's fine.
So, yeah. But obviously, you guys let us know any questions and stuff you have in the meantime about anything we've been talking about. We do need to cover the WWE stuff, so at least we can get it out of the way. And so, if anyone has any questions while we're doing it, they can let us know.
What,
If you've got questions, what we're talking about.
Have you finished with the podcast side?
No, we've literally just been rambling on about things for about half hour.
You've been on this show before, Kelly. You know how this works.
Well, come on, get to it. I want to get to the after show.
This is probably going to take very long, this part, honestly, because Aaron's not got a lot of notes and not a lot happened. So,
I've got 5 things for Raw, and well, we can't really call it 5 things. I'd say 3.
Yeah.
So Raw's kicked off by Ray and Dom's feud continuation that we thought we saw the end of this at Mania. But sorry, hoped we saw the end of this
I think
at Mania.
hoped is the better word. I didn't believe that for 1 minute.
Yeah,
It should have been though.
no, nobody saw this coming. Bad Bunny and Mysterio will probably end up becoming a tag team at Payback from the looks of things, but we got Balor versus Rey Mysterio, which would be like a main event match any given day of the week. Except Mondays when it happened. And yeah, this in my opinion would be a big win for Finn Balor.
Except
I didn't care.
Yeah, exactly.
Because it was brought into this feud, and I don't care about this feud. I stopped caring about this feud when I wanted it to be over, and that was at WrestleMania.
Yeah, just to clarify, people didn't actually the match. Balor won the match, but it followed Dominic hitting Ray with his fist covered with a chain.
Yeah. It was crap, to say the least.
That's one word for it. Yeah. So that's pretty much that, really, honestly.
Yep. Then there was probably other stuff, but I got next. Lita was found by her future opponents laid out backstage. Trish ended up tagging with Becky Lynch as a replacement for Lita in their first ever tag team title defense. And I said that we'd have to wait and see who'd take the blame for beating Lita up, but I think we found the answer after the match when Trish turned on Becky.
Yeah.
After they lost the tag titles.
Yeah, not really surprising, was it?
I'm on the fence with this one. I'm not sure whether or not I like this. I'm not sure if I like this angle.
I think they were right to drop the belts. That's one thing I would say.
Well, I mean, considering Trish and Lita were supposed to face Io and Dakota for the tag belts in the first place, but Trish wasn't cleared to compete.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
Yeah. So,
but what are they going to do now? Is this going to be a three-way feud? Is Trish going to join Damage Control?
Oh, God knows what's going to happen with that. And you know, the biggest problem is I don't care.
Yeah, neither. But this just feels all up in the air. Like this is gonna hit. This feels like it's gonna hit a roadblock.
This literally goes to the same par as the previous thing with Judgment Day and Ray. I don't care.
Mm. You should change the letters in Monday Night Raw from RAW to IDC. 'Cause that's the way it's going.
Yeah.
So following this, I've got 2 more points for Raw, and that was Lashley versus Reed.
Yeah.
Great match. I like the fact that they used a no contest for the ending instead of actually having a winner for this one, because this was actually felt like a main event match.
Who said it was a no contest, by the way?
Well, double count out.
I was going to say, because that's what it's listed as, is double count out.
Yeah, I just automatically thought that because it was a double count out, they'd rule it as a no contest because it's a WWE thing.
They usually do, yeah, but that's what making a point of it. They actually did list it as double count out. So.
Well, that's one for the record books.
But yeah, these two in a match was a good thing, and I think you can get a few more matches out of these two in a feud of some kind. So I think this could have been quite interesting.
So I'm gonna like put this out there. Mutual respect is a good storyline builder.
Sure.
So I know they went after each other after the match, but if they had like a mutual respect thing, I could see them being a tag team.
Well, these kind of feuds can lead to that happening, so I wouldn't rule it out, and it's not the worst idea either.
Because I mean, Bronson Reed is a big Bam Bam Bigelow fan, like the Natural Disasters, Earthquake. His signature move's the Tsunami. What about the Almighty Disasters? Or something like that.
Isn't that just WWE? Isn't that just WWE booking you're talking about?
Yeah. It's something that WWE would come out with, wouldn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. It's the kind of name they would call them. Yeah.
But I mean, I could see these two being a tag team. I wouldn't like to be put in a match with them, but I could see it happening.
Yeah. The thing is, goddamn it, you know they're going to do that now. It's your bloody fault, and they're going to give them that name too.
Yeah, Michael Cole will come up with it too.
Stop telling Michael Cole stuff to say on television, Aaron. I've told you about that before.
Yeah.
At least it's not Vince doing it. But anyway.
No, I mean, I can get my tank top if you like.
Well, you got the tash almost going, so yeah, you would think it's the tank top.
I've never wanted to shave so much in my life. Thanks for that.
You're welcome.
This isn't kick.
Here's the thing. It's a thing, Hammer. Right? If you're gonna do the full-on thing, you got to do this as well.
And tear both my quads simultaneously.
Or just one if you want to be his son. But anyway.
Nah, I've already been told I'm adopted enough. So the main event was Kevin Owens versus Solo Sikoa.
Mm-hmm.
This was Retribution, which is safe to say again now. After Solo attacked Kevin Owens last Friday.
Yeah. Riddle and Zayn were travel delayed.
Yeah, I have a problem with this travel delay angle.
Mm-hmm. That's why I mentioned it.
They arrived in full fucking ring gear. Matt Riddle didn't even have shoes on.
I mean, that's not so weird for him, to be fair, but yeah.
Oh, jeez. I mean, he was running with flip-flops on. Not advisable. Just saying that now. If he'd have face planted on that recording, I'd have laughed my ass off.
And then you'd have Titus and going, it's not just me, see?
Yeah.
But yeah, it's Sikoa won the match officially, so
Yeah.
Pardon me.
I still don't get how they expect us to believe that they just came from the airport when they're in full ring gear, though.
because they think everyone's stupid.
Mm-hmm.
So, but there you go. There is I will fill in the gaps. Aaron didn't cover his notes because that was the main event. Aaron, we just did there with Aaron. So, I will cover the three other things that occurred on this show, which have actual sort of relevance, but not really. See, Sky won a three-way match against Mitchin and Niven.
Oh, was that a number one contender match?
Yeah, for a potential future title shot. Yeah. Yeah.
See, what I don't get is Bianca beat Io in NXT to win the NXT Championship.
Uh-huh.
Anybody who watches NXT knows how that's going to end. Why are we doing it again?
Because Triple H isn't going to book it this time. Because Vince never watched NXT.
I'm just thinking that he wants to go through the countries in Asia of who he can screw next. Because I mean, he's already done Japan. Sure, China. Why not?
Be careful with that. You need to be careful about screwing China. That can go very wrong.
Yeah.
So basically, Sky's got a potential future title shot coming up because she won this match. Other two things that happened were the Usos beat Alpha Academy. Again,
Woohoo!
the match. Yeah, again, you kind of knew it was going to happen that way, and it's fine.
It was also a blink and you miss it match.
Yeah, exactly. Which is why I'm not going too much into it. The only thing that really would affect the upcoming Backlash thing would be Cody Rhodes
Calling out Brock Lesnar this week.
He's challenged him for a match at Backlash.
Yeah, but I don't care.
I know, neither do I, but it's for the sake of completion for the people listening.
I get it, he's pissed after he betrayed him, but he's Brock Lesnar.
Yeah, the fact he didn't think he was surprised by it is kind of what's weird, honestly. So.
And like for another thing, I'm more curious as to why Brock did it.
Because Brock.
Yeah, I mean that's a given, but I want to know why. I want to know why he did it storyline wise, because I want details. I don't want I want to challenge him. I want the reason why I put that punk ass bitch in his place was la di da di da.
You know you're not going to get any of that, right? Just to be clear.
Yeah, so I'm quite aware.
Or if you'll get it, it'll be because I wanted to.
I'm half expecting them to say he got paid to do it. So I'm guessing that they're going to go with the lazy angle.
Yeah, not actually explain it, just do it anyway. So, yeah. But that pretty much was what Raw was, what we just gave you right there. So, which means, Aaron,
you okay?
Yeah.
You need to give us a number.
I haven't done numbers in weeks.
You sure? I
3.
give it a 7.
3?
Okay, sure.
She keeps driving when traffic.
Aaron says 3, Katie says 7. go.
Out of 12. So I can't do the perfect 10 thing anymore because that's an AEW thing now again.
Oh, well, yeah, he came back this week, for those who don't know, after becoming a father. So congratulations to Ty Dillinger.
And he's not the chairman anymore.
Yeah, I'm kind of a fan of that because that needed to go away because it was all right for a while, but it ran its course, honestly.
Mm-hmm.
So,
And
but
also, like,
yeah,
kind
so
of.
the real life Sean Spears, congratulations, and to your lovely other half. Does anyone remember who it is?
Yes. It's one of the Iconics, if I remember, isn't it?
It is.
Peyton
Yes.
Royce?
If I remember correctly, it's Peyton Royce, yes.
Yeah.
Congratulations to the both of them.
Okay.
I mentioned it because they're former WWE people, so I think it's relevant. So.
Mm.
That does bring us to NXT now.
And it started off with everybody grasping at straws for a title shot.
Yeah.
Namely, Dragon Lee, JD McDonough, Grayson Waller, and a mystery opponent that would be chosen later, but Mello called out the previous champion Bron Breakker after he attacked him last week. Or
Of
turned
course.
heel, as they like to say.
I don't think he turned heel. My personal opinion. I don't consider that a heel turn. Because you're attacking somebody who's a douchebag anyway.
I consider it running out of fucks to give.
Yeah, that too.
He woke up and hit fuck it.
Fuck you, fuck it, fuck everyone. He just had to pick which button.
Mm-hmm. So this turned into a fatal four-way, which would be happening later on in the show. The mystery fourth person was still going to be announced. Whether or not it'd be Breakker would be another question, even though we knew it was going to be Breakker. Because as soon as Breakker was mentioned, we was like, oh, well, there's the fourth guy. They're not going to make it a fatal five-way. Because they haven't got anyone new to debut.
Yeah, here's the thing though, if you're going to have a mysterious person be in the main event of something, don't tip your hat and mention them beforehand.
Then we had Gallus and Schism facing off backstage, which was interesting. After I believe Gallus's Joe Coffey beat one of the new arrivals, Tank, in a singles match debut.
Tank Ledger.
Yeah, his singles debut was squashed by Joe Coffey.
Yeah.
Always nice use of new talent in NXT.
True. I mean, I don't blame Coffey for this. You don't book Tank against Kofi. That's a bad booking decision right there. If you're trying to put new talent on television, don't have them face somebody like that because you know they're going to get annihilated.
Get a local talent.
Yeah. I mean, why would you put Ledger in that? It's the equivalent of putting him in against Dragunov or against Bron Breakker. You know what's going to happen.
Unless they're putting us in for a surprise, which rarely happens, because obviously if they did it every week, then it wouldn't be a surprise.
Exactly.
But following that, I've got Dragunov and Dijak come face to face after Dragunov's match.
Yeah, which
I can't
Dragunov
remember
beat Von Wagner.
Yeah. So Robert Stone's out of WWE again.
That's the reason we mentioned that. That's the reason I had a note of it here because of that stipulation.
Yeah. Good luck to Mr. Stone in future endeavours.
Yeah, let's see if they remember that stipulation, yeah?
Yeah. But Dragunov facing off with Dijak after the match was very exciting. Looking forward to that encounter.
I got body ache from that, and I wasn't even involved. So you know.
Yeah, I like the fact that Dijak's message was simple. He said, "You get off on pain. Well, having a fight with me, he's gonna be he said he was gonna make him immortal through pain." I was just like, yeah, okay.
I also think a good retort to that is when somebody says, "I get off on pain." The retort should be, "Good. I get off on giving pain."
Altogether, 1,600.
Yeah. Hey, Dead Reaper, welcome in. I'm okay, thank you. How are you?
I want to know if anyone wants Simon to do shirtless Twitch streams. I really want to know this now. By the way,
It's not gonna happen.
no, I'm asking if they'd want you to. I'm not saying you have to do it.
I don't have the body for shirtless streams.
As I said, you don't have to do it. I was just curious as to what they thought.
Greece is going to be cold that time of year, so there's no point.
Greece is going to be cold that time of year. Okay, now that's a very leading remark right there. I'm leaving that be. We'll keep going.
Kaylee's becoming obsessed with the honeymoon and deciding where we're going.
Oh, I know where you're going.
Hell. Sorry.
This podcast with Peter.
Give him 12.
Bear in mind, Mum, we've only got like 2.5 grand. Julie's just coming up. And no, thank you. And we've got to have spending money as well.
So anyway,
Who's
later
going
on
to
in the
murder
show,
you? Yeah, go on.
later on in the show was the Fatal 4-Way. That's the next thing I've got noted. I probably skipped over a bunch of other things, but I don't really care.
Not as much as you think. Not as much as you think you have.
Waller won the Fatal 4-Way for some bizarre ass reason, and then popped another shoey and went face to face with Mello. So they're face off at Spring Break in 2 weeks. The weird thing about this is they've called it Spring Breaker, and Breaker didn't win this match. I don't get it.
That's what I'm looking at. Where the fuck's Montenegro? Thank you.
Yeah, well. So they're going to have a match apparently, and yeah. I won't go too much more into that because there's reasons.
Yeah.
Okay.
Probably end up being a triple threat.
I will say I know something, and I'm just going to leave it at that.
Nice.
Yeah, but is it all inclusive?
Okay. We did cover most of the show. Literally, we only missed 2 matches. Okay. Which was Eddie Trope beating Xavier Bernal.
I like Eddie Trope.
Yeah.
Well, it's like really,
Well, he won his
He's-
match.
He's pretty cool.
Okay. The other one was Tiffany Stratton defeating Sol Rucker.
the marriage and like don't leave in the room.
I mean, I'll say about Eddie Thorpe. He's the first superstar I've seen in a long time to go for the Native American kind of like feel. Like you think of like Indians or Native Americans, you think of Tatonga, you think of I can't really think of anyone apart from Tatonga.
Well, there is quite a few of them as it happens. Gerald Briscoe was one.
Wasn't like the Head Bashers one or something as well, or something like that? I can't remember. Tag team.
Orange face.
Oh, I remember the head. I remember them, but I'm not sure they were. But the Young Bloods were when they were in WWE, but most of you guys won't remember them.
I mean, Ultimate Warrior in a way, kind of. like had a Native American kind of feel to
The
him?
gimmick,
With
the gimmick was, but he isn't Native American.
No.
So I'm just trying to think because there are more, but it's when you've got it.
It's a few and far in between kind of gimmick, and I mean the way he's doing it as well. I've not seen anybody do this kind of thing for like a Native American gimmick before, which is interesting to me. I'm looking forward to seeing how it goes. Zoe Stark and Sol Rucker we've seen before, so this was another match, and Stark won again, I think, didn't she?
Yeah,
If I remember.
The Sol Rucker match. Did Stark win?
Oh, this was Stratton. Tiffany Stratton.
Oh, does Stratton win then?
Yes.
Oh, well.
Yeah.
That's probably why I didn't write it down, because I don't like her. I think the gimmick's stupid.
I knew there was a big one I was missing for Native Americans. Chief J Strongbow.
I don't think I ever saw him wrestle.
It was 1980s, but he's well known. So
yeah, Tatunga's just like the go-to when it comes to like the Native American. Oh, it's like Ultimate Warrior's like it fits, but it wasn't. He wasn't.
Right.
The whole gimmick just it's something different. And I like it.
Yeah, I mean it's never a bad thing to embrace that
yeah.
kind of thing. Weirdly enough,
I've been
Native American. I was going to say Native American wrestlers were much more common in the NWA or WCW back in the day.
Yeah.
Than they were in WWE.
I mean, I'd be much interested to find out whether or not this is a gimmick or whether or not it's actually him. Because if it's actually him and he's doing this for that culture, then that's brilliant.
I can check that. So just give me a moment.
It's not something that I've looked into, but I thought I'd mention it.
Well, I can always check these things because it makes it easy. So let's see. Just got.
Bollocks.
Some of these things could be interesting. It may not even. It might be too soon for him to actually be even listed for anything. Honestly.
I mean, I've checked the NXT roster and he's not listed currently because he's still. I think he's still too green. But from what I've heard, he was on the Indies as well.
Yeah, that's
So,
what
I
I'm
mean,
checking because normally, even if they're indie wrestlers, there's usually some sort of record of it. Which
Jersey.
Yeah,
it is a bit.
I can't be sure. I don't know because I don't know whether or not he's wrestled under a different name. So, I mean, usually when superstars come to NXT, they have their own name to start off with, and then WWE change it later. So I automatically assumed that he'd be under the same name.
Yeah, I'm actually not getting results for him, which is interesting because when I do my normal search for what I do for wrestlers, the only thing that comes up when I put in Eddie is Guerrero.
Yeah.
But maybe give it a couple of weeks and you'll get something come up. But I would think, particularly with the way the modern world is, I would suspect he probably has to be Native American in some fashion because you know what the internet's like nowadays. Cancel him! Cancel him!
I mean, there's like, his last name's a bit like it's not very Native American. I don't feel like if you feel me.
Yeah, but at the same time, you touched on it before. He's a wrestler. It could be a wrestling name, and secondly, he might be half because maybe one parent and one parent isn't. So there's a couple of explanations for ways it may be a thing. So, but we will look into it and we'll try and get you guys an answer because it's something I'm curious about. So, it just might take a bit more looking into it than just normal searches. So, especially when a talent is that new.
But yeah. So following that, we've got SmackDown. We
Yes, we're
had KO and
Number. Wait,
Sami.
number. NXT number.
6.
So
Katie being the contrarian. Okay, cool. Thank you. Now it's SmackDown.
SmackDown started off with KO and Sami Zayn. It was kicked off the show. It all broke down, but Riddle ended up showing up to give some assistance, and the Bloodline was held off.
You say Bloodline, it's Sikoa and the Usos, to be clear.
Yeah, Heyman joined them later, but no Roman Reigns.
I was going to say, yeah, don't get too excited, guys. Yeah, there's no Roman.
Following that, I had Woods versus LA Knight. It was a good match, but something we'd seen before and quite recently as well. This feud's like stale.
Yeah, that can be a problem with that. I mean, they're two good wrestlers, but you can't do them that quickly like that. It's just...
A little bit of foreshadowing here that they was talking about the draft and saying that Xavier Woods could be transferred to Monday Night Raw and Kofi Kingston could be on SmackDown. It would leave them apart.
Yeah. Also, Aaron pointed out something before we, I think it was before we went on there. It was a while ago now, so it might not be a thing. There's a bit of fun with the ring announcer trying to pronounce LA Knight's name, so she sounded like she didn't say his name properly.
Yeah, I don't know whether or not it was mic quality or her personal diction.
Mm-hmm.
But when I was listening to it, obviously I was taking notes. She introduced him, and I thought she said a night, and I was like, Alcoholics Anonymous night.
Yeah.
I had to rewind it back and play it again a little bit louder, and she did say LA night, but it sounded very, very similar.
The thing to also bear in mind for those of you listening is obviously we pay a bit more attention to these shows than what you guys would do if you're just watching, because as Aaron says, Aaron's taking notes and I'm taking in things to do as a reflection. So enunciations of names of people is kind of a thing we will notice. So yeah, her enunciation of his name was slightly off, and that's why it sounded weird. She did say LA Knight, but it really didn't sound like didn't sound like an L.
No.
Finding other places.
So I believe LA Knight won the contest. No, Woods did with the backwards, I believe.
Yeah.
And Knight went to pull the trunks. The ref caught him and wouldn't count, and then Woods reversed it into a roll up of his own and grabbed the trunks and got the win.
Well, dummy, yeah.
Yeah. So following that, we had Santos Escobar versus Priest. These two can put on a great match any day of the week. They did it before in NXT, so seeing these two go at it again didn't have a problem. But Priest won this.
Yeah.
And I don't know why.
Right.
This didn't sit like well storyline wise. Are they trying to push Priest?
It's like I'm going to touch a point here, right? Ever since that LWO stuff come to effect, every member of that faction is losing.
Yeah. This is what I mean.
Way to build a faction, guys.
And the fact that Ray didn't come out with them and came out after the match when the beatdown was happening.
Yeah.
It just didn't sit. It didn't sit right. Plus, the LWO had the numbers over the Judgment Day anyway because Finn wasn't there. So it was Dom, Priest, and Ripley versus Escobar, Wild, Mendoza, and Vega. So like it was 4-on-3 anyway, and they needed Mysterio too. It's not exactly exuding confidence in the new faction, is it?
No, I wonder if Judgment Day got scared and forgot House of Black actually aren't there now.
Well, I mean, at this rate, they're gonna need to recruit a new member of the Judgment Day just to keep up with the LWO. And if I had to choose somebody from NXT, the only person I can think of who actually fits the mold for Judgment Day is Devlin, and he has a history with Finn Balor.
Right. But you know, the other thing I find funny about this, particularly the LWO angle, of all people, Rey Mysterio is the one who's giving out the t-shirts to form the faction, right? For those of you who've got a long enough memory to remember when this faction was first a thing in WCW, Rey was forced to be in it. He was not a willing member of this faction.
No.
And now they've got him leading it, essentially. It's like... Okay.
Yeah, he's doing it in memory of Eddie Guerrero, though. That's the only thing.
Sure.
Angle that won't work.
But it's still retarded.
Yeah.
I mean, to be fair, the average wrestler, unless you're an old-time wrestling fan, you won't know that, so it won't really matter to you. But anyone who remembers WCW will actually know this, and a lot of Rey's fans will be of that age, and you'll be like, what?
I'm surprised. What's his face? The guy that inducted Rey into the Hall of Fame didn't ask him if he was okay for restarting the faction.
What's his face?
I can't remember his name. Psychosis? No.
I didn't watch the actual beginning of his induction, so I don't know who inducted him. I just like the fact you call him What's his face.
I can't remember his name. It's going to drive me crazy.
So I will check who.
Only takes me 1600.
Oh, of course it was.
Yeah.
Conan.
That's it.
Should have figured, because for those of you unaware, Conan is actually his agent. He does all his contracts and his bookings and everything.
Yeah.
So.
And he was doing it since he was 13 years old.
Yeah, and Conan was actually a wrestler at the same point in time as well, but yet he was an agent for a lot of these wrestlers, and he still does it for Rey.
Yeah, the brain one.
Yeah.
And you can't knock it because he's clearly knows what he's doing with Rey, because Rey's managed to do very well at it for himself.
Yeah.
And good for Rey. I think Rey deserves what he gets because the man's earned it.
Well, speaking of earning things, next we had Liv and Rodriguez in a tag title celebration, which was okay until Team Karen interrupted, which is Sonya Deville and Chelsea Green. They tried to make the champs look silly, but then the champs ended up sending them running, and that was the end of the segment.
The thing is, though, and I'm sure the internet won't like this, but I don't care. I'm still going to say it anyway. The whole point of, I think, having a Team Karen is people think Karens are stupid anyway, and they just laugh at them. So I think that's kind of the point.
Literally just the entertainment value of it all.
Yeah, because people find them stupid because it's funny.
Yeah.
But I didn't really find this that funny. I just thought it was
Yeah.
I didn't mind this because it felt like they were actually using the women's tag titles, and they haven't been doing that in the past. So I'm for this. I'm just not for the way it's being used to highlight a tag team that I don't really like.
Yeah, I would probably agree with you on that one. Yeah, by all means, highlight the titles because you should. They should be important parts of your show. But do it to involving acts that people are going to actually not just going to go.
So, I mean, this is great if you're into like the like humor of this,
Which
but
I
you're
was.
having people laugh at the challenge. You're having people laughing at the challenges before the bell's even rung.
I was thinking I wasn't into this, and also the whole idea of a carrying I think is dumb anyway. So
Yeah, and I mean, this is the first defense that they're going to have, and people are going to be like chanting the word Karen before the bell even rings. And this is their first title defense.
Karen, Karen. You mean like that? Yeah.
3 weeks.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's dumb.
But what else was dumb? And I don't know who thought this was a good idea.
It's only 16.
Wednesday night, WWE sent out an Instagram post announcing the card for Friday Night SmackDown, which they do every week.
Sure.
They told us Nakamura was going to return. I was just like,
I can't find it.
why? I mean,
Right, we
I-
touched on this before because obviously with the NXT thing, don't announce people if you want them to be a surprise.
yeah, the crowd pop would have been so much bigger if Moss would have come out first and like this was an open challenge. The lights went out and they'd be like, oh, who is it? Because if the lights go out, it could be Cody, it could be The Rock, it could
Could be
be
Sean Spears.
it could be Shawn Spears, it could be The Undertaker, it could be
The Miz.
anybody because the lights went out.
It can be the Miz, unfortunately. So.
They announced this on social media and then they announced it before the match anyway. If I hadn't have read about social media and then found out on the show that Nakamura was coming back anyway, I'd have still have a certain level of surprise compared to finding out 2 days beforehand on social media.
See, normally you announce somebody beforehand like that if they're going to attract extra ticket sales because you're not getting enough tickets sold, right? But no offense to Shinsuke, the way WWE use him, he is not that big of a ticket draw. So that's
He
not
used to be in NXT.
Yeah, but he's not now.
No.
You're not going to pull in extra people at the gate, especially 2 days before the show. So that's the other issue with that. To make it worthwhile ruining the surprise you're going to get for the audience to see him just suddenly come through the door.
And I'll put this out there as well. This match lasted less than 5 minutes.
It'd be easier to just do it for 10 days.
See, this doesn't only hurt. This doesn't hurt Nakamura. 5-minute match. If he's beating
doesn't.
somebody that's like not high caliber. If it was a local talent, yeah, of course it's going to be less than 5 minutes.
Yeah.
But this was Madcap Moss.
Yeah. Which, to be fair, on the placement of the cards of how he's placed, I don't have a problem with him losing this match. But
I have a problem with him being used here. If this was an actual match, yeah, but have him face a local talent first, and then Madcap interrupt him and go, "Oh, well, you think you're all big because you can like face a local talent? Give him an angle to work with, not just offer him up as a fucking meal."
make it a thing. Or you have somebody come out, not Madcap, because you can get some messages. They come out and they run down the town saying this place is blah blah blah. I want competition and none of you are good enough. Blah blah blah. And out comes Nakamura.
And give it an actual full 10-15 minutes. Like, what doesn't help with this match as well? After the match, Michael Cole was saying, "Oh, Madcap was totally on his game tonight. He totally performed at a different level." He was in the ring for 5 minutes.
Also, he lost.
Yeah. So I get it if you're commentating after a 20-minute match and you say, "Oh, they looked really good tonight. They really held their own," and they've like gone up against a higher tier talent. Like, I mean, Candice LeRae, when she first came to the main roster, she faced somebody, I can't remember it was. It might have been Bianca Belair, and she held her own for a good 15-20 minutes or something.
It was actually, yeah, Bianca Belair.
And she performed great. So I didn't have a problem with Michael Cole or whoever it was in commentary giving her flowers. But this was a 5-minute match.
No, back then it would have been the UFC guy that left. What's his face? Because they changed commentators at that point.
Yeah, Saxton was on commentary as well with Corey Graves, and
Yeah,
I can't remember his name.
yeah, because it wasn't Cole because they changed it at that point. Because he was over with McAfee, I think, at the time. So
Yeah. But on top of this, after the 5-minute match, we had a 30-second segment where Karrion Kross targeted Nakamura and said "TikTok" at the camera.
why didn't you have Karrion Kross come out, do a promo, shout his mouth off about things and stuff, and then have Nakamura challenge him? There you go, angle done, easy.
Or better yet, have Scarlett Bordeaux come out, confront Nakamura and say, "How about you challenge a real man?"
That is the one that I was looking at.
Yeah,
Because Kross has had heat with Madcap before, so it would add fuel to the fire as well.
that's what 3 different things we've come up with to do this.
Yeah.
So, I would point out as well, with Michael Cole saying that about Madcap, like he's always on top of his game, right? Not being a fan, because obviously you say a comment like that, you can say it if somebody loses a match, right?
But don't say it after every match.
Yeah, also, if you're going to say it, you need to say it after something like, obviously, we watch AEW. There's no surprise here, right? We have Buddy Matthews against Orange Cassidy, right? If I'd said that about Buddy Matthews after that match, nobody would have batted an eyelid.
No.
But that match was dealt with very differently to what this was, and that's the problem with this match, is it wasn't treated in a way where you deserve that kind of a comment after it.
It wasn't 5 minutes either.
Yeah. That match between Murphy and Cassidy, I think, was 10, 12 minutes.
I think it was longer than that.
Yeah, but
Probably
that's my point.
15 minutes
It's at least that.
No. Did you leave him in the bathroom?
I haven't had anyone down.
So, the ending of the show just sucked. See, we went from Nakamura's return that lasted next to no time to the Viking Raiders taking out Ricochet and Strowman with absolutely no reason whatsoever. Ricochet and Strowman were walking backstage talking and then just got taken out by the Raiders, and Valhalla was screaming left, right, and center, and we didn't even get like a medical update or anything during the main event. It was just left unanswered, and we got told that there'd be a tag team match next week.
Yeah,
it's like flat. So they're running out of ideas, so they're just having people jump other people in the backstage area.
It does make you wonder, doesn't
it? Right. I'm gonna go to bed.
So following that, we had Riddle versus Sikoa in the main event. Usos were ejected from ringside, so was Sammy and KO after the Usos got involved, which distracted the referee. But then after they were kicked out, they came back.
No, they didn't.
Yeah.
Which made no sense. They came back through the crowd.
No, they didn't.
And so then KO and Sammy came back and they had a fight, and that caused a distraction which got Solo Sikoa enough time to deliver the Samoan spike and get the 1-2-3 on Riddle.
Yeah. And there was no travel delays here either. That Cassidy Murphy match was 15 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
You got your way.
But that was the tag match. I think that was
Right.
pretty much that, really. So only other thing that's really of relevance, which Aaron didn't cover here, was that Heyman announced there will be a tag title rematch.
Yeah.
That's because Heyman sucks.
Well,
Tell
you
me
see,
why.
Kaylee, my client, the reigning, defending. And here on this stream, you see, as Kaylee attempts to feed the Aaron. And we'll see how many Twitch bits he gets for every bit of food he eats.
They're not nice, gold.
Put them in the oven then.
Nah. I need my glasses.
Lazy.
But anyhow, so that would be the end of Smacky Down, which means Aaron needs to give us a number.
Mm.
I give it a 9.
Aha.
Oh.
And that's because, yeah, Kaylee gives it a 9 because Paul Heyman was on the program. I know. It's fine. Ladies and gentlemen, it's now that time of the day where some people just need to be themselves an expression. So basically, if you're easily offended or you may have an issue with anything that's going on, you may want to get rid of those people, because this is where things pretty much go a certain way. It's after show time. And for those of you wondering, yes, Aaron's chair is a vibrator. If you contribute enough tips to his goal, he will vibrate.
You should see it when the washing machine's on.
I would do, but Kaylee's usually sat on it. She particularly loves that super spin cycle.
Yeah, I do.
And the one that lasts for like 8 minutes.
Yeah, that's the one, yeah.
Yeah, buddy.
What she hasn't worked out yet is that by doing that, she's ruining her washing, so she has to do it again.
No, that's what I've realised. I've ruined my washing, so I've got to do it again so I get extra fun.
You know it's a vicious cycle, right? It just keeps going and going and going, yes?
Until I'm fucked and I can't do it no more, yeah.
And to be clear, a vicious cycle is not a setting on your washing machine. So, yeah. All good fun. So, did any of your Twitch guys come back about the stream thing? Because I'm curious.
No.
See, it sounds like they're on your side, then, man. They don't want to put you in that position. So good for them.
Peter, have you seen my
Anyway.
anniversary present from Aaron?
You've seen your what?
Have you seen my anniversary present from Aaron?
I'm not sure you can show that on the internet.
I'll show you. It's cute.
I don't think you can show sex tapes on the internet.
Oh no, that's just for my eyes only.
I see. So you
You
did
need to
open
find
up on your
somewhere to
fans
put it.
account.
Look at how cute. Move your leg. It's so sweet.
I can't see it properly because it's a reflection.
That's not going to help because the TV screen's there.
No, that actually does help.
Oh.
Because if you do it bolt upright, the screen will flex it. You need to kind of do it almost at an angle so it doesn't catch it fully. I know it's weird. So who photoshopped that for you?
Cunt.
Well, no, because normally the only time I see Aaron's face like that is when he's staring at his little avatar on Fortnite.
He was imagining me as his avatar in Fortnite.
Oh, was he? Was he trying to change what skin you had?
Yeah. He was trying to make me the thick bunny.
Wow.
Aaron, there's some questions there, Aaron.
Oh.
Was you after her Easter eggs?
No, more fertile eggs.
Daddy,
I
I like your eggs in the morning. I like my fertilized.
Wow.
I see. You do know Rampant Rabbit is not an Easter thing, right? Just to be clear.
There's me thinking it was only for Easter.
For Easter? No, 4 is not for Easter. 4 is actually in a woman's case 4 probably is for Easter, but that's even
Brother and brother.
You'd rather have his mother?
Brother, Loki.
Oh, Loki's not his brother.
Loki is Thor's brother.
No, he's
He was
not.
on about the number 4.
No, he's
No,
not
he's
his
not.
brother, but he's his brother at the same time.
No, that's what adoption is.
Like Odin
Look,
adopted Loki.
To be fair, I'm not sure
No.
you really call it adoption. I can't really say you can actually call it adoption when he basically
Yeah.
abducted him.
Okay, he stole Loki, but in Thor and Loki's defense, they didn't know that and they grew up as brothers. So
I'm not defending them. It's shite Disney stuff.
that is Tom Hiddleston.
Wait, by your tongue, it was Marvel first.
No, that was shite Disney at that point.
Oh, God.
So,
No, because they were brothers in the comic books.
yeah, yeah, but the story's different in the comic books.
They're still brothers in the comic books, so it was Marvel first.
No, but what I mean is the actual way it's done in the comic book is different than what it is in the films.
If you think about it, it was actually Norse mythology first.
Yeah, but they're not the Norse characters. They're
They're
inspired
based
by
on
them.
the
They are,
Norse character.
well, then why does Thor not have red hair?
Because they couldn't find a buff ginger guy.
In the comic book, really? The one you draw? You couldn't find a ginger head person?
I don't know. Blonde was more a more socially acceptable color. I don't know. I don't write this shit.
This is my point, right? It's not the same thing at all. And
I didn't say the same thing. I said it was based on.
inspired by is better. Based on is when something's close, very close to the original thing, which it's not. For example, you can't say the Marvel movies are based on the comic books. They're inspired by them.
Yeah, I suppose.
So, particularly the more recent ones, which have all bombed at the box office, which I'm a big fan of that because they're all shite.
Mm-hmm.
But there you go. But I actually went to the cinema, saw a couple of films recently. I saw John Wick 4. And I saw Super Mario Brothers.
Haven't seen the third one.
Oh, do you mean the Wick films?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you need to have seen the third one, particularly before you see the fourth one.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, that's like I would say to anyone who hasn't seen it. if you're going to watch the fourth John Wick film, make sure you've seen the third one because it'll help if you've seen the previous three, honestly. But the third one's kind of a more direct lead into it, so it's more important you've seen that. As for Super Mario Brothers, if you're a Nintendo,
peaches.
I heard the song, have you? Okay.
I like Jack Black. I can't say much more than that. I'm a Jack Black fan.
Nothing wrong with that.
But I've never watched Tenacious D.
You don't have to. Just because you're a fan of someone doesn't mean you have to watch everything they do.
Thank you. Please explain that to my other half.
Oh, I will when she comes back.
Explain what to me?
Okay, this is where I use a flow chart and a diagram. Okay, right. So Kaylee, you see this board here, right? Aaron likes Jack Black, right? And underneath here, there's this list of stuff, and there's these things he hasn't seen. And it's okay he hasn't seen them, even though he likes Jack Black.
No, it's disrespectful that he's not seen Tenacious D Pick a Destiny.
It's not, because it's shite.
No, it's not.
It's
No.
shite.
No,
Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
No. no.
Yes, it is.
No.
It is, I'm afraid. It is very shite.
If that's shite, then so is John Wick.
You've
but
never
I'm not-
watched John Wick.
You've
but
never watched Tenacious D.
Yeah, but I also don't profess to be a fan of John Wick. I just said I've seen it. Didn't say I was a fan of it. Also, you
You.
don't have to be you can be a fan of a person and not see everything they do. Because you still have to have the things you like taste-wise, yes?
You're not a fan of Jack Black. You want to go see the Mario movie.
Yeah, but I don't want to go sit for the Jack Black.
Okay, I've seen the Mario movie. And I'm not a fan of any of the people in it.
Peaches.
Okay, so that's clearly why Kaylee wants to go.
I want to go and see it because of the song.
Aha. Yeah. So,
See,
My go on.
when Jumanji came out, I wanted to go see it because Kevin Hart was in it and Jack Black was in it.
Okay.
I like The Rock as well, but I wasn't bothered about seeing him in it because I've seen him in too many movies like recently. Like he's been in so many different movies that he was just all over the place that year.
Well, I think the Rock particularly, we saw the Rock for years as a wrestler, right? And when you see him in film, he's still playing the Rock.
Yeah.
So for us, for people who followed him as wrestling fans, it's not that big a deal because we saw loads of him.
Mm-hmm.
So I actually understand that. That makes sense to me because honestly, the other thing with the Jumanji films as well, because I saw the original one before Robin Williams in it, and that kind of put me off watching any of the sequels. I was like, yeah, it's not going to be right because he's not in it.
Yeah.
I think it's
Right.
better.
What was that, sorry?
I think it's better.
Philistine.
I was going to call her a millennial, but that wouldn't make sense.
Yeah, also, you shouldn't be saying that word, mate.
Why?
You fall into that category too, by the way.
I don't fall into millennial.
Yes, you do.
I don't
So
think
just
so.
Oh yeah, I do because it's 1995 and up.
Mm-hmm.
Shit. Fuck
Yeah,
it
you
up.
both do.
Yeah, but we're not a textbook millennial, really.
I'm not saying you are, but I'm just saying you do fall into the millennial category. I'm not saying you're typical millennials or anything like that, but you do.
I'm
Fall
a
into that.
millennial with the heart of a Gen Z.
Yeah. Yeah, I preach.
Would you rather be called Zoomers because that's the other name they get called?
Or boomers.
Your Generation Z.
Yeah, I want to be a Gen Z. I love Gen Zs.
Yeah, well, technically that's what you'd be then if you're not a millennial. I, on the other hand, get to be.
You're a fucking boomer.
I'm a Gen Z. Sorry.
The older ones. You're a boomer.
I fall into the Generation Z. I'm not a boomer. Sorry.
You're at the top end of a Gen Z, therefore boomer.
I'd rather be at the top than the bottom.
No, bottom all the way, bottom all the way.
Yeah, but
So
you're used to.
I am.
But Kaylee, you're used to things going in your bottoms. It's different. I'm not that way inclined.
Hey, it's good, it's good. Don't matter what I'm on.
I'll remind you of that later. Anyway,
Yeah, you do so. Yeah. I was giving you a nice little point of interest and a nice little way to segue later if you needed it. So,
As I said, if it's good, don't matter what how. I don't think it's good in the arse, so let's try.
Kaylee, right? If he's a fan of anal, that means you've got to let him do it, right? Because he's a fan of it. So every time he wants it, he has to have it.
Well, I've got IBS.
Yeah, but this is your Jack Black argument from earlier, where you said you have to have seen it all. So if he's a fan of anal, he has to have anal all the time. That's what you just said.
I never said he was a fan of anal, though.
But he did. Aaron, are you a fan of anal?
I'd say out of the two of us, she's the most anal person out of the two of us.
Nice. Well done. He's always good at picking up on those little segues I give him.
I'll ram this up your arse.
Is that a Twitch perk, is it?
No, it's a kick perk.
And that's a subscription I'll cancel.
And that was what Katie wanted to do for her first kick stream. You know why she just tugged you that way? She was looking at how tight she'd have to do that.
I'm sure she wasn't doing the cocaine clutch.
Oh God.
I had that memory come up on my Facebook the other day.
Here, cocaine.
Oh, fuck.
Although you just made me think saying that. The cocaine clutch, right? Did you see the film Cocaine Bear?
I haven't seen it.
Right. Well, there's a film called it for anyone who's not aware of it. And can you imagine the cocaine bear doing the cocaine clutch?
Yeah. You know that's based on a real story, right?
Yes. I remember it happening at the time. I've seen the newspaper footage and I've seen the video from the real thing. So, yes.
Mm.
It was barely watchable.
This is how I want your hair for the wedding.
Oh, Jesus. Ow. Do you mind? Ow.
You want him to be an anime character?
Yeah.
You need to practice your anime character phrases then, Aaron.
If I don't. This isn't me being racist, but if my skin was a different color, I'd look like that bird from Orange is the New Black.
That's fair.
I'm picking out.
Ow!
I would point out, by the way, and this is something I'd say in general, if you're using something as a script as in like you're comparing to look to somebody, that's not racist. That's a descriptor. It's not being racist.
Oh, that's out from the room.
I see. So Katie likes a good old rooting.
I should never deny or confirm that comment.
You kind of confirmed it by your reaction. So apparently you're going to be an anime character at your wedding.
I'd rather be bald.
You've got to have some hair.
He's talking about his pubes.
Oh, yeah, you can show them.
Nah, September was in the winter.
It's not September. Autumn.
It's still cold.
No, it ain't.
I would point out, dude, it's more effective to do that because obviously, hygiene-wise, it's actually better for you.
Nah.
No.
You don't know. Oh, do you know? Honestly, it's one of the reasons why women originally started shaving down there is because it's hygiene.
Oh, but it's fucking uncomfortable.
I'm not saying it isn't, but that's how that started originally because it's actually much more hygienic. But as you said, for some women it probably is uncomfortable. I'm not saying every woman should do it, but that's why that started originally, removing stuff from down there. As in pubic hair, to be clear. I don't mean removing anything else. It's a different subject. It's also a subject I'm not going to talk about because Aaron's on Twitch, and Twitch get weird about that subject, so that's not.
Quick, Aaron, and stream.
To be fair, I was thinking about doing that anyway.
So yeah, I was going to say as far as Aaron's Twitch goes, I would say unless you've got anyone to answer, you might want to do that anyway, and just let know when you're going to stream next.
Yeah. Anybody live at the minute?
Ow.
I saw a notification for Peanut.
I'm pretty sure Peanut's live.
Yeah,
The
Peanut
game-
went live about 20 minutes ago.
Peanut, Gaming Dad. I don't know who Howie 1701D is, but they're live.
How do you spell peanut butter? Is it normal peanut butter, isn't it?
Yeah,
Yeah.
peanut butter.
Gaming.
Peanut butter jam time.
Peanut butter gaming 88, isn't it?
Yes, my love.
Says invalid username.
Capital P, Peanut.
Hang on, I've
Capital
got to do the
P.
command again.
Because they are streaming, because I can see their stream, so.
Peanut. Capital B. Capital G.
Yeah.
Yeah. 88.
Yes.
Yeah.
You sure it's not peanut butter instead of butter?
No, it's peanut butter, Baba.
It's butter, Butter.
Does gaming have a G on the end of it, or is it?
Yeah,
Yeah,
ING. Yeah, ING.
Says invalid username again.
Yeah, for anyone wondering, and I will bring this up here so Aaron can see. So, it's blurry. Huh? You may not better see it, but they are live right now.
Yeah, I'm getting on to her thingy now, Bob.
Yeah, yeah. Peanut Butter is doing The Walking Dead, from what I can see here.
Yeah.
I don't know why it's not working.
So, in case it doesn't work, guys, it's Peanut Butter Gaming 88, and they're currently doing The Walking Dead. It's as a playing the game. So.
Oh, fuck it, I ain't doing that.
It's not gonna let me do it.
Okay. Well, if it's been weird about it, well, we shouted out what it is and the name and stuff, so people should be able to find it that way. But we do know occasionally your Twitch does like getting weird about raid outs and stuff. Might also be your internet because you're frozen. Yeah, you froze for about a good couple of minutes just then, by the way.
Yeah, it's just so to do a thing on the stream.
Yeah, for those of you on YouTube, yeah, just having a bit of fun here right now with what's going on. So Aaron's just having to deal with that. Yeah. Ooh, internet is all kinds of fun. Yeah.
Just gonna call me Kaylee then, but there's like that. Mrs. K.
Oh, that's everybody on Twitch gone.
Okay. Cool. So that leaves us just here with the YouTube guys there.
Which means we'll start talking dirty.
Yeah, YouTube's much more tolerant of that. Plus, the way it's set up means it's for an adult audience. So,
So is my Twitch, but still not as lenient.
Does that mean I can show my boobs?
I don't care. Well, the channel can't. It won't lose monetization because the channel's not monetized, so it can't really cause it any issues that way.
Nice.
So, does make it easier in that regard.
You just ripped your shirt.
I know. Peaches. Fuck. If I were a fish and you caught me, you'd say, look at that fish.
A catfish.
Inside.
Smells like what?
All I heard was it smells like a catfish.
If I were a fish and you caught me, you'd say, look at that fish. Heaviest in the sea. You win first prize if you caught me.
Now, what kinds of drugs has she been taking?
TikTok.
I see. So the worst kind. Because TikTok drugs are bad, okay?
Let's sit on your lap.
You can sit on my chair while I go to the bathroom.
Yeah, we're not except average.
Wedding stuff that you want to talk to Peter about.
I don't know.
You don't know? You don't know if there's any stuff to talk to me about? Okay.
Like the running order that you said about.
Yes. Did you actually manage to come up with something?
I'm gonna go with no from this and the look on her face.
I don't know what that means, by the way.
Well, about that.
Yeah, I'll let
Remember,
you talk
remember,
about
Generation Z, we don't know stuff like that.
I need to go to the toilet.
Yeah.
About that.
Bear in mind, we're still on YouTube, so just so you're aware.
I have no fucking clue what I'm doing, so
You have no fucking clue what you're doing. Okay.
as women come, I've got to be the most unwomanly woman.
Unwomanly woman.
Yeah.
In what respect?
To the point where I was going to put my hair in French plaits just now and I couldn't be asked because I can't do that. To the point where I ain't got a fucking feminine bone in my body.
Okay. You do know this is why you have bridesmaids, yes? They are supposed to help you with all that shit.
Oh, I'm aware. I just don't want to ask for help.
Ask Kira.
Kira has given me loads of things. She was like, if you need me to do anything, tell me. And it's like,
Yeah.
I really do need her help, but I don't want to ask her because I don't like asking people for help.
Ask her. She'll thank you for it. She loves doing stuff.
Oh, I'm aware. As she spoke to you about the whole Hindu thing.
Yeah.
So I'm assuming she's
yes.
like, you know, she's got to check with the venue of the evening to see if they allow photographers.
That was my suggestion.
Ah, okay.
That's how I know.
Ah,
'Cause
okay.
in places like that, sometimes they can be a bit,
Yeah.
and I understand why, because nightclubs are one thing, but other venues can be weird, and certain nightclubs are also a bit weird about stuff like that too. And there's certain pubs, certain restaurants. Again, it depends where you are, and everyone has different rules, so you always need to check that anyway.
Sorry, I'm really, 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 really distracted by the colour of my eyes on the TV.
Fair enough.
They're blue as fuck.
Yeah, because your face is a blue as well. Because Aaron's turns blue when it's there too. Because
I love it. I love it. They're naturally blue anyway, but they are just chef's kiss.
I see. But honestly, if you really struggling, you don't know what to do, just ask Kira. There's a reason she's a bridesmaid.
Like, I'm pretty sure I've got the timing straight. I've got to go to them Thursday. So I've got an appointment with the venue on Thursday to talk through everything with them. So I can get proper times and everything then. But I'm pretty sure it's ceremony at 2, pictures until 3, then pictures till 3 or 4, and then it's the breakfast.
That would depend on how long this ceremony is as well.
Yeah. Well, she said it's going to be up to an hour. 45 minutes to an hour. So
yeah, that sounds about right.
So yeah, then the photos until roughly about 3:30, 4ish, and then the wedding breakfast from 4 until 7, and then the venue starts at the reception starts at 7.
Okay, right.
Because with the wedding breakfast, you've got the speeches and that as well, wouldn't you?
You do cutting the cake, dancing, anything like that. It's the wedding breakfast stuff. And
yeah, so that's why that's going to be from when it is until 7.
Yeah. So it's just to have a rough idea because it's just how.
I'm pretty sure that's the timing. I'm going to clarify with them Thursday anyway.
I know this is only provisional. It's just so I can get an idea of playing. Because if I have a list of everything, then essentially it becomes almost a case of, other than the ceremony, I can just boss everyone around if I need
Yeah.
to. At that point,
Do that. Do it again.
and Kira's already agreed to be my big fat loudmouth.
Yeah.
So, because she's a girl, people won't hit her. If people hit me, that it'll be a big mistake for them. So I'd rather not.
He just
decide
hit
that.
me.
He did kind of. Not sure how intentional it was, honestly.
It was very intentional.
Because he can be quite clumsy, so it's hard to know sometimes.
But then you got the morning time. The lads can have got the place from 11. Like there's a room that they can get ready in from 11. I don't know if they're getting ready at the hotel, at someone else's house, or at the venue. I'm not sure.
Well, what normally happens when it comes to the prep stuff is we tend to do. The guys are usually quite quick and easy for prep stuff if they need it, and there ain't a lot to it really. The bride's prep always takes longer because there's more to it. Usually, I do try and get venue shots before anything happens as well, because that way, before anyone's there, in case there's any like particular sites worth seeing. Hi, Aaron. You join your pogo stick.
Don't.
So, because if you're going to have any special decorations and stuff there, and those sort of things, it's probably a good thing to get the venue done. You don't have to say yes or no to that, because obviously it is.
I don't know myself.
Okay. Would a wedding cake be at the venue? Would be the question. Or wedding cakes?
Wedding cake. So they're going to be at the venue before we actually have the wedding.
I assume so.
I'd say yes.
Cake-wise, because we haven't really decided.
Okay. In which case, if I'm at the venue before anything happens, I can speak to them, so I can get pictures of the cakes before anyone touches them.
I don't know what's happening wedding cake-wise, to be fair.
Yeah, I'm just trying to give a rough idea of how things can go. But obviously, things will change as you go along anyway, because you're meeting them to sort out the order and stuff. So that'll give you a better idea.
See, I really liked Kira and Ben's cake.
I didn't.
Did you not get to eat any?
No.
There you go. That's why you don't like it.
No, I decorated it, and I didn't really like. I didn't like the way that it looked.
Oh, I'm not on about the decorated bit, like the decoration part of it. But I mean, like the simplicity of a naked cake.
I don't like naked cakes. It's just not really my thing.
Kaylee likes naked.
I do like naked.
Oh, and a cake.
And I like cake. So the two together is just perfection.
Uh-huh. What you guys, because you two are doing two competing wedding cakes, aren't you? You're making separate cakes.
That's the idea,
Yeah. Yeah.
I think maybe we can do one wedding cake and then maybe make like cupcakes each.
But who's going to do the cake?
I don't know, maybe just like hire somebody to make one.
Do you
That's
know
what I said.
anyone I was going to say, do you know who's particularly good at making cakes?
My mum.
My auntie.
Who do you trust more?
Her auntie.
My auntie was like used to make cakes professionally, so.
Then, if you can, ask her to make you the wedding cake.
But I don't think she's capable to do it now.
I see. Well, then your options are either the person you both discount it pretty straight away, or you have to get someone to do it.
Hence why I was thinking about just going to a shop and just getting like the pre-made.
Hey, you can do that too.
It doesn't have to be a naked cake. I'm thinking if we're going to make cupcakes, then...
I say what a lot of people sometimes do if they don't make their own cakes is they'll get one big, very fancy cake for all the pictures and everything, but then they'll get separate, smaller other cakes for when you actually give the cakes out to people for eating.
I don't know whether or not, like, I don't really want like a plain white cake.
No, we can if we just get a plain white cake, then we can decorate it.
Yeah, that's the point. You get a basic bare thing, and then you add the bits and pieces you want to it.
Because it's
So what we do though, or we do like a round cake or a square cake.
so now that's what we can discuss. What we can talk about. It's going to be cheaper financially.
It's cheaper financially just to take on ourselves. Agree on a type of cake and make a wedding cake. Because we've got to think what the general consensus of people are going to eat anyway. So probably just an ordinary Victoria sponge.
Which is why it would be just, but financially it may not be cheaper, slightly like be slightly more expensive, but time wise and getting things done, it'd just be easier to grab a Victoria ice cake and decorate it ourselves.
Yeah, but you can't really get wedding size Victoria sponge cakes.
Oh.
Anyway.
If we're making cupcakes.
Yeah, you can. Yeah, you can. You can get any size cake you want if you're looking.
We just need something
just have-
basically. We need something to cut, and then the cupcakes can then just be given out to everybody.
I'm thinking the bakery on the Sittingbourne High Street. They do custom cakes.
Do you know about
for birthdays.
patrons?
Yeah.
They're quite pricey, but we could go and have a look. We could go and ask Thursday when we're in town.
Yeah, you can always ask. It never hurts to ask. See what possibilities are.
Because basically, if we're making
That's a
cupcakes,
bakery that we've both been going to since we were kids as well. So I mean, that would have a bit of reason behind it.
yeah, especially if we literally just do something we can cut into, take pretty pictures with. Because if we're making cupcakes, you make a lot of cupcakes, I make a batch of cupcakes.
But there'd be adult cupcakes.
Well, you make adult cupcakes, I make kids cupcakes.
Oh, okay.
There's that sorted.
There you go. Now you just have to remember you've sorted that and put it on the list of stuff.
Up there,
Mm-hmm.
pass me the whiteboard.
So that way you don't forget you've worked out what you're going to look into.
You do realise that if we go to a bakery, though, they're going to want us to go in cake tests and stuff.
If we're set on just Victoria, then we can just tell them to piss off and we want Victoria.
I mean, if you think,
Careful.
Madeira might be better because it's a little bit more rich and it'll hold its form more.
Bear in mind you're going to have to bear in mind as well if you've got certain people there who can't eat certain foods. I don't mean vegans or vegetarians. I mean people who might have trouble with like milk and stuff like that. Because you want them to have any of the cakes, then that could be an issue.
I'm going to have to make separate cakes for Rachel and James.
I don't know that. Oh, right.
Lady Angel.
Yeah.
So, and if you do know anyone who's vegan, that would be an issue too.
That's all right. There's plenty of grass in the cemetery next door.
What,
Fairly
grass?
fresh grass. I'm in Nan's grave.
It's well fertilised as well.
I know what you plan to do. You're going to play the after wedding game. You're going to play Wake the Dead, aren't you? You're going to run around the spade like the Addams family do.
I'm not going to lie. What I do want to do is, you know, the whole Mr. and Mrs. thing that they do, and they sit chairs back to
Yes,
back with shoes. I want to do that.
Mm.
Well, put it in your plan then. Have it, and that's what's there. And what you do is when you all get together with the bridal party, assign one of those particular people to organise all this shit for you. Because obviously on the day you're not going to be able to do most of these things. So someone else.
Kira.
There you go. So.
I mean, I could make one of my grooms sort that out.
It just has to be someone who's organised and will actually get it done. That's the only thing. That's the only real things you have to do with that.
Someone.
Who?
Dean.
I'm glad you. I was, how
So yeah, just
many
find
days
somebody
until
who.
September 23rd? Hey Siri,
Sorry?
how many days until September 23rd?
It's 160 days until then.
I was literally about to say 160 days.
Damn. Shit.
Yeah, this is why it's important to have this stuff sorted out because it'll be almost on top of you before you realise it. And you don't want to do it rushing around trying to do this last minute.
See, I'm good with last minute. I'm good at rushing around and getting things done last minute.
I've sent
Not
5
Don't do it
payments.
for a wedding. It's not good.
I've sent 5 payments to you so far, haven't I?
I would have to check that, young man.
It might be 6. If it's 6, then I've got 200 left to pay.
Except, young man, you're forgetting you reduced payments for some of those.
Yeah, I did 2 reduced payments. So,
So
So if it was 6, then it would be
it'll be
300 left.
300 left, yeah.
yeah, I'm just making sure you remembered that in your calculation.
Yeah, I spent screenshots to you for each one, so they should still be on the messenger.
Okay, yeah, I was going to say because it won't be there. So
No, I did that so that way I didn't lose track.
no, that was smart. That you should always keep track of that stuff. Absolutely.
I'm
It's
kind of
important.
thinking of like invoice receipts or whatever.
Yeah, never make it hard for yourself. Always make things easy to do.
I'll put it up to 5. don't you?
That's,
How much have I sent over so far?
Why is your turn to swap? Because I need a toilet.
So I can't check on my phone because the camera's still on my phone.
one, so that's 50. So I'm going through them. I'm just going through the timeline here. Yeah, that's 2. So March and February. So March, February, yeah. Okay.
I think I've sent them over about the past
Feb,
6 months. Over the past 6 months.
well, by going through this timeline, I'll be able to find them. I should be able to find them anyway. So there's January. January. No, you didn't give me. You didn't give me a December one.
No, because obviously with Kaylee's nan passing away, I didn't really have the
Yeah.
money to spare.
No, I was just trying to remember because I remembered you didn't do it. I was trying to remember why. Okay, shit. November.
I think I did October as well, and that was it. So I think I'm like 500.
October. Okay, well, I've just got so November, October. Right, so October 25th. No, it's one before that. There is a September one.
Okay, so I might have
Which actually
done
adds up.
more than I thought.
If this counts right at present, you've done 500. So if that's correct, which I'm pretty sure it probably is,
Yeah, that sounds about right.
which means you if it's the regular £100 payments a month, then you've got 3 payments to go.
300, yeah.
Yeah.
I'll send you probably. I'll probably send you 100 on Tuesday.
Okay. No worries. Yeah, so those are the payments you've done. So yeah, 300 to go.
Obviously, I got to put some money into the old council tax as well.
Yeah. No worries. So
Then buy the last wedding favour for groomsmen.
yeah. This is why it's always good to spread out these things if possible, because otherwise they mount up.
Yeah.
Yes, ladies and gentlemen, those of you who are on YouTube, yes, you've just been doing the wedding organisation part of the show. So, but as far as you guys go, we'll let you go. So we'll see you later. Bye, YouTube.